What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, the Starfield zeitgeist continues. There's no stopping it. I don't know. Well, a couple of things happened. One, Dreamcast guy apologized for his bad take. He said, "Oh, this game is better than I thought it would be," right? Which reminds me of something I didn't really talk about, which was Stella from IGN, who gave her impressions of the game before she played it, just based off of the trailers and stuff. And she said, "Oh, it's not this, it's this kind of way, blah, blah, blah." You know, basically giving it a 7 without giving it a 7. She said the same thing. "Oh, it's better than they thought it was, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, these fools. And then I was listening to podcast Game Scoop. I was listening to Game Scoop, and generally they're, I was gonna say they're neutral, but they're not. They're all ponies over there. And they all say they like the game. Before, of course, they say, "Oh, is this, is that, is boring, is this, is that, is the third," and then they're poo-pooing the game, poo-pooing it hard, and they backed up Dan Stapleton's review. Like I said before in the previous video, you know, these things need to make sense. Now, someone pointed out to me, I think it was Post Up. He said that, what was that game? Not the avian game, the other game with where you're skiing on the sand or something, whatever. It got a 68 from IGN. And Starfield gets a 70, 2 points higher. Doesn't make sense, right? I understand two different people reviewed those two different games, but it is IGN's score. It's not Dan Stapleton's score. It's IGN's score. So either they're doing this on purpose in order to appease their main audience, which is PlayStation players, which makes sense. Or they're just inept, but I don't think they're inept. I think they're doing it for clicks. Let's be real. And it showcases what IGN is about. They're not about games. They're not about gamers. First and foremost, they're about the bottom line, which is, you know, it's a business thing to do, but at the expense of alienating a segment of your gamers that may actually become the predominant audience. You're making a mistake. Now, people will get amnesia. They'll be like, "Oh, whatever. They like Xbox now, yay." I'm not. I mean, I pay attention to them because I want to see the shenanigans. You know, I don't give them any money. When an ad comes up, I freaking turn it right off. I turn it off or I skip it. I'm skipping ads all day long on that stupid goofy ass. It's on a podcast anyway, but you know, it's really telling how business-like, or how the business is the number one priority. You know, it's not even a consideration. Not like gamers, they don't care about the gamers. It's about who are the most gamers, who are giving us all the traffic, right? Instead of giving Starfield their flowers and being fair, they sabotaged the Starfield review basically because other people reviewed the game, but Dan Stapleton's number is the only one that matters. That's how it works over there. This is what they should do over at IGN. On a giant game like that, or maybe on bigger games, the AAA echelon of games, have multiple reviewers and then aggregate the score, just like Metacritic, just like OpenCritic. Because that way, one rogue Dan Stapleton doesn't screw up the scores for the whole site. Because I'm pretty sure that everybody on that site don't agree with a 7 out of 10 for Starfield, when other games that are clearly worse than Starfield get the same score. That's the problem. And we're not talking about Dan Stapleton as an individual, and he has the right to say, but yeah, he can say all that, but he works for IGN. IGN is being represented by Dan Stapleton. He is misrepresenting IGN. I don't care about his personal belief and taste, because that's not what this is about. This is about a media company that is trying to, or supposed to be, representing video game news or journalism, or whatever you want to call whatever they do. And one pony is kind of spoiling the milk over there at the IGN. That was a bad analogy, But I'm just saying, it doesn't make sense how they do that. It's just like the kind of funny thing that I said yesterday. It doesn't make sense. 5-point scale, and it has to get conjugated to 100-point scale. Just do a 100-point scale. What's wrong? Are the numbers too high for you, Greg? Come on, son. You're a smart individual. Just do 100. What are you scared of? Why are you scared to do 100? A lot of the times that's what it comes down to. Scared. They're scared to anger their audience. They're scared to anger almighty Sony. They're scared to look like the bad guys. Or they just want the clicks, so they do things that would anger the opposite audience, right? And if they do too many negative Sony articles or shows, then their audience will get turned off. That's why you don't see that many negative Sony things on IGN, because their main audience is Sony. That was said. I'm not just saying it. That was said by I forgot who it was, but Post Up had brought that up. Listen, I was listening to Post Up today, live show. I'm like, that man, he could talk. He's gonna be a preacher later in life or something. He was just on and on and on. I know he rhymes. He flows. He's got bars, actual bars. So I see how that is. But yeah, he was spitting some knowledge. I was like, all right, that's cool. But all the things he was saying, it's like Dirk Griggity said, it is an echo chamber, but it needs to be said, because if not us, then who? If not Dirt, if not Post Up, who's gonna say these things? Not me. Who's gonna say these things? The ponies aren't gonna say them. They're gonna just make up stories. I'm tired of people making up stories. The truth is so much more easier, so much more clearer. And when you're dealing with crazy people who do not exist in the actual reality, they have their own version of reality. I know some people like that, and it's scary. And you don't want to get too entangled in those type of people. So what I would say is, if you can't get out and stay out. Don't get lured back in by a peanut butter jelly sandwich or whatever your vice is, or not vice, but whatever your guilty pleasure is. Don't get lured back in. Stay away from these crazy people, because I won't say it like that. I'm gonna just say, just be aware they're out there, and do what you do, but just remember that, hey, this ain't that serious. I'm sorry for the rain sound. This was crazy raining. Video games, not that serious as far as us, the hobbyists. For the game devs and all, that's their livelihood, so it's serious. Once again, the whole Paris thing and scores don't matter. What I said in the last video still stands. And the Alana Pierce, did I mention her? Some dumb fanboy wanted to get her fired from, because she works in Santa Monica, right? And she's a writer on God of War, Ragnarok. And she was like, I can text Corey right now, because the person said, get her fired because she's not loyal to PlayStation or Sony or whatever. And then the person added Corey Barlog and Herman Hulst. He was like, I was just talking to Corey this morning. We had a meeting. In our meeting, we were talking about what we're doing in Starfield. What's your favorite part of Starfield? So I was like, oops, I guess he's playing it too. And Herman Hulst, she said the same thing. If I called him up, we would probably talk about what's the favorite thing in Starfield too, or where you at. So even Sony people are playing Starfield, ponies. Oh boy, that must be disheartening. when the loyalty of your leadership. Well, we all know Jim Ryan ain't playing Starfield because he don't play games, but I'm just saying, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny that all these ponies are getting stomped and squashed. They got no recourse. They're trying real hard to make funnies and make fun of Xbox, but you can't. When the zeitgeist is this strong, you can't. And keep in mind, I'm playing Starfield every night basically for an hour or two. I don't have that much time to play at night, and usually I'm falling asleep playing this game because I'm exhausted, tired, and I'm like, I gotta play Starfield. I gotta get my minutes in, yo. The last thing that I did, I had problems with I was looking for one artifacts, and they're all in caves and stuff for the most part. And I got to this one, and I was in the cave, and the marker was like, yeah, it's in here. I was like, okay. I went in that cave like 3, 4, 5 times. I couldn't find the artifact. I'm like, where is this artifact? And for some reason, I guess it's my suit, the flashlight doesn't work on it. So I'm like, okay, I think I need a new helmet or something, because the flashlight ain't working on my suit. I can't see nothing in this dark cave, blah, blah, blah. So I think I need to change my helmet, basically. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, I'll do some research on the helmets. Maybe I can throw a flashlight on it. Oh, I wanted to say something about that. Dude, Starfield, okay, I said it was a 90 before, and that's just giving it the benefit of the doubt. It's still a 90 as of today, but only because I'm finding out things about the game just by playing it, and it's fulfilling kind of my expectations. So I went into one of the workbenches. There's one on your ship, and it covers all the workbenches. So it's like a multi-bench, and you could do all the different food and your suit and all that stuff, weapons and stuff, ballistics. And so I went in, and I was like, because I saw a bench in one of the communications stations or whatever, one of the abandoned stations that had to fight some pirates and stuff. And so I was like, let me check them out. I went and checked it, and the super bench is there. I was like, oh shoot, okay. So I went in there and I started upgrading stuff. I was like, oh my goodness, this thing is so deep. Now I know people are gonna complain about the UI and the menu and how it's all laid out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna say that the UI is not the best, but it's also not the worst. And the more that you play it, the more you do get used to it. Although I think that some of it is a little clunky as far as the map stuff goes. And let me talk about the map real quick. The surface map is kind of not great. Because it just puts a couple of icons of points of interest, and I'm like, okay, well, it's good in that you can see in relation to where you are, where your ship is, where these places are. Sure, okay, that's fine. But other than that, they're basically useless. And there are no like town maps for the most part. At least I didn't find one, or I don't know where. So yeah, the mapping system can be better. If they had a map of all the major cities and settlements, and that would be cool. All of the other things that are procedurally generated, of course there's not going to be a map for that, and that's fine, but at least the things that are custom made, at least those can be, New Atlantis and Neon. All those are finite spaces. They're crafted by Bethesda, so I think they should have at least maps. At least those should have maps, and everything else you can understand why it doesn't. But I think that's one of the main things. Everybody's talking about the inventory. Oh, the inventory sucks and this and that. I'm like, it's okay. It's not horrible, but it's like whatever. I think the problem with the inventory is that you want to pick up everything and you can't because of the encumbrance and there could be ways to probably make it a little bit user friendly, but I don't think it's that bad. It's okay. But anyway, but yeah, I'm still playing it. I'm thinking about playing it. Zeitgeist is real. I don't know when it's gonna end. It's just this game is taking over. Has taken over. It's not is it has taken over, and I want to know. I mean, can Xbox keep up that kind of zeitgeist, that kind of cadence? Like, the next one is Forza Motorsport. Automatically, it's not gonna be as big as Starfield because it's not that type of game. Even I'm like, I'll play it, but I'm not gonna order the special edition, get the early access on that. I'm gonna wait. And what's the next one? I guess everybody's saying Fable is going to be the next Starfield, for lack of a better comparison. Quite possibly, but Starfield is such a different, unique, giant game. I've heard people say it's like 7 games in one, and they're kind of right. I haven't even begun with the shipbuilding or the base building. I clicked on it one time, and I had the beacon. I was like, oh, I could do that if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm not ready. I'm like level 7 or something. I'm not even close. But I think I'm gonna do some of the key things. I did go online and I cheated a little bit. I looked at like, oh, the Mantis mission is really cool, blah blah blah, and I heard what it's about, and I was like, oh, okay, all right. And that's what's kind of making that 90 seem like a 90. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been spoiled on what the New Game Plus stuff is. You know, I kind of gave my thoughts on what I thought it might be, but I haven't done that yet. I mean, I haven't been spoiled on it yet, but yeah, I'm just gonna stick. Well, besides the Mantis mission, I think I'm gonna do that one, and then I'm gonna just do the main mission. I got Andreja. I got her. I found her. I got her mission. She's part of the crew now, and I grabbed her. Like, I was chilling with Sarah. I was chilling with Sarah, but I was like, let's go. I got Andreja. I was like, let's go, girl. And she's like, I got you something, boo. I got you something, boo boo. I think I'm talking too much about Starfield. The Sony guys are angry. But anyway, she's like, I got you something, boo boo. Here you go. I was like, oh, okay, thanks. I was like, thank you. I was being all nice and stuff. She gave me money. She gave me like credits. I was like, oh, well, she gave me money. That's what's up, ladies. That's what's up, ladies. You give your man some credits, he'll be happy, yo. Sorry. But yeah, I was like, okay. This is more than Sarah ever did for me. Sarah's a little stick in the mud. She just like, I mean, I like your accent, Sarah, but chillax a little bit, yo. You too strict. But anyway, Andreja's my girl for now. Everybody keeps saying Andreja's better, Andreja's better. I was like, we'll see. But she gave me money. I'm like, man, nah, I guess I know who I'm chilling with. I was gonna go Vasco all the way, because Vasco was just like, yo, I'm a robot, let's go. And he got lasers and stuff. But the companions are always kind of cool. They never, I mean, I think Sarah went down one time. I had to revive her one time, but that was it. It's not that bad. But anyway, rambling about Starfield, because Starfield's great. Anyway, I appreciate y'all hanging out on like and subscribe. Slowly getting to 400. Yay, appreciate. Once again, I know the song, I'm gonna have it, and it's not just gonna be a song and then that's it. I'm gonna keep on working on music for you guys, even though I haven't really worked on it. I have a couple of videos on the channel, but I'll never stop doing music, just like I'll never stop talking about video games. So this is what it's gonna be. I mean, it'll be better. I'll be in the studio with green screens and stuff, all that, once I get all that situated. But for now, it's car talk. Sorry. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about all these people talking about Starfield. Like, oh, I changed my mind. I'm sorry. I apologize because it's better than I thought it was. All those idiots. That's right. I call Stella an idiot for doing that. Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make sense. That's why I feel it's like an agenda or something, right? Like her uppers, her producers, if you will, told her, hey, why don't you say something about Starfield or something. We need some clicks. That's all it's about. So when they do something sus like that, I'm like, man, they're just trying to get traffic, that's all. Instead of actually being good and dope and giving something good to the community of video games, like, I don't know, Digital Foundry. They're like, I sit through an hour and a half of Digital Foundry, and it's all about tech and freaking FSR2 and 3 and DSSLLSS 29 and and all that stuff. And guess what? I'm support them because they give actual information. I don't know if they're making me smarter, but I'm not dumber for it, as opposed to IGN, where it's just a bunch of noise, like what I'm doing right now. But my opinion is important because there are people like me out there who are living through these shenanigans, and some people don't say nothing. Some people don't. I don't care. I listen. I get in trouble all the time at work because I don't know when to be quiet. I've learned, because I'm a veteran. Not a veteran at my... Anyway, I've learned when to say when and what to say when, what to say when, what to say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm always getting in trouble because I speak my mind. Some people are scared. Some people are afraid. Some people laugh because they don't know any other, reaction. They have emotions and they're scared, but they're gonna laugh, ha 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 ha. Or they're uncomfortable, so they laugh, ha 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 ha. Or they're angry, so they laugh, ha ha. I'm like, I'll laugh and I'll chuckle, but that's my angry chuckle because I'm about to bite your face off. Just kidding. I don't violence. I don't violence at all because it's dumb and you get arrested. Usually. Well, especially. Anyway, sorry, tangent. Hit me up in the comments. Like I said, you can talk about what we talk about in this video, or you can say whatever you want to say. I appreciate you guys in the comments because you bring to light some of the things that are happening on the internets that I do maybe overlook or skip or haven't seen. So I appreciate the back and forth for real, because that's kind of super important. I mean, I don't have delusions of grandeur about, I'm gonna have the best community and stuff, but you guys are cool because, we're kind of all in this for the same reasons. We're not in it to like make people feel bad or anything. We just want to have fun. That's what's up. And when games like Starfield come out and it's like, yay, and everybody's having fun, that's a good stuff. But anyway, sorry I'm rambling, but I appreciate y'all all the time, forever and ever. And yeah, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Took away time.